Groovy.
Welcome to Horror After Midnight. I'm your host, KC, joined tonight by Slinky, Jallo, and the Sawguy. How's it going tonight, guys?
It's going, man.
Hanging and banging, hanging and banging. I'm missing my drum.
Tonight.
So, yeah. Pet Semetary remake.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun. Yeah. We go.
Bury your own.
Yeah. Sometimes dead's better. Now I hear it in Lord Farquaad's voice. I don't hear it in...
After I brought it up on the original, but the remake, man, woo! I want to hear you guys' take on this.
It's all good. Let's see. All right. Let's get into it first. Got some numbers here. Pet Semetary is a 2019 American supernatural horror flick, directed by Kevin Kolsch and Dennis Widmeyer, from a screenplay by Jeff Bueller, based on the 1983 novel of the same name by Stephen King. It's the second film adaptation. Stars Jason Clarke, Amy Seimetz, and John Lithgow, aka Lord Farquaad. And it follows a family who discover a mysterious graveyard behind their house capable of resurrecting the dead. Bum-bum.
Ooh.
So let's see. The budget on this bad boy, million, which, yeah, it's considerable. Box office is 113.1 million.
Son of a bitch.
Not a flop or a bomb in any way.
Woo!
And, came out, released March 16th, 2019.
Spring break.
Spring break.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Vacation, probation. Yeah, so what'd you guys think? Say what? First impressions. KC, let you go first on this one.
All right. I mean, if it was like a standalone film, it had nothing to like really put it up against. It was a really good movie. But there was a lot of things that they could have done better. But we have the original, which was a lot better in different ways. Like the accent really wasn't the same for Judd. He just didn't sound at all like the original dude. Like you said, like Lord Farquaad or whatever the hell his name is. So it just didn't sound right at all for that. I like a little twist where instead of killing the little boy, they killed the girl, but they didn't show it again. So that was another lost opportunity. I would have rather seen her get hit and like explode and like blood and guts go everywhere, and then her get like sewn back together or something, and then brought back to life. That would have been awesome. But I don't know why they didn't do it. They had the budget to done it. I don't know why exactly they did that. It was a creepy movie still though, like the first one. That one guy that gets killed or whatever, and is the ghost guy helping him or talking to him about what everything. He was pretty creepy, done pretty well. Church is still a dick, just like in the first one. Never really trust cats to begin with, and not a dead cat for sure. But I mean, overall, I liked it. It just wasn't as good as the original.
Gotcha. Let's see. I don't know. He said a lot of the stuff I'd probably touch on. I know I feel you on the potential because there was like, we could have done that, but the original is a hard act to follow, man. So it's like that movie's pretty tight, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's jarring, it scares you, you know, it's creepy. I'd say creepy 15 times. I did like how they switched up the kids in this one. The ending was cool, I guess. I mean, it sucks what it's implying. Like, oh,
Yeah. Oh, damn, yeah. No.
You know.
Besides with the little boy Gage.
But again, it takes place in Maine, so it's like there needs to be those accents, like creepy Maine shit, you know.
Yeah.
Like, there are ya? Like, I'm sorry, like that's. John Lithgow was cool and all, but I think he was kind of wasted in a way in the flick. But it's, I don't know. I'm just nitpicking, man. Just because I really like the original. The imaging in this flick was creepy. Like there's a lot of like composition of the shots and stuff, what they shoot, especially those kids with the masks. I got like a big Wicker Man vibe when they were wearing those masks and stuff in their little procession. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't knock it too hard, but it's like, take it or leave it for the most part. I know the dad in the original gets killed. That fucking scream he lets out is like, oh, you can feel that shit, man. Like you can, you know. In this one, it was kind of like they were just kind of going through the motions, I guess. I don't know. It's
Like out there and he saves Gage, and then you think luckily the kids are gonna be all right. And like seconds later, the damn girl's getting smacked with the other part of the.
so, and they kept the Achilles fucking heel cut, which is like, oh, no matter, always makes me wince, man. So,
Oh yeah, that and the stabbing of that was really violent. For
oh yeah, yeah.
one thing I did like when they brought the had the girl instead of a little boy, because it's probably more able to be more violent. So,
I wish they would have did that with the original. Just kidding. Little girl so.
Oh my god! I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was actually a pretty good remake. Out of all the remakes that I've seen and what we've done here on the show, I honestly would have to say this was a lot better than most that you would see. It paid respect to the OG, but it tried to do little differences to try to get you hooked, you know? I love how the twist was where Gage was going to get killed, and we all kind of expected it. And I thought both kids were going to get killed because it shows her, she's like, oh my God, church. That would have been like, what the fuck? And I mean, when you see the trailer and you see the kids, that's what kind of gave it away to me. Like, okay, is it going to be both kids? And
Yeah.
yeah, you know, and I'll agree with KC because, and I said this in the OG, a fucking semi truck hits this kid in the gas tank. Nothing wrong. They just showed that the kid's head was stitched together and looked like Anna J. Taylor or Anna Joy Taylor or whatever with the crooked eye and everything. But I know, I know you're laughing because yeah, she has the crazy looking eye on there. But I mean, there was a lot more creepiness to it. I mean, I like the part, or I was gonna say Lord Farquhar. No, I like the part where they like when she came home and he was trying to tell her like, "Oh, you're home," and then he, you know, in bed, he's in the bath with her trying to comb her hair. And what I thought was creepy is that she had all this gnats and shit. Like her hair was all natted up. And then he sees the staples and she turns around, just straight face, like, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "Oh, it's just a knot." Okay.
Like voice when
Yeah.
and you're just like, it's a lot of creepy shit in the movie, man. See, creepy.
Yeah, creepy. Oh man, if they took a shot every time we said creepy, right? But you know, John Lithgow was wasted in this because of the fact he's a really good actor, but the way he was acting reminded me of like a scared, fucked up version of the dad from Harry and the Hendersons. That's what it reminds me of, you know, because here he's like, "Oh, I've seen it all." The accent was missing. At least try for the fucking accent. Sometimes dead is better. But he just said it super quick where he's like, "Yeah, sometimes dead is better." What the fuck? What? No. I mean, that's us as an OGs that like it. But I'm like, okay, cool. They're reintroducing it to the younger generation. I can live with it. Um, there was another cool thing that I like is when he was burying his daughter. They show Wendigo, which is in the story in the book. He's really big in it, so I'm like, okay, cool. I like that wink. There was a lot of good things about this, but I mean, I could agree with you guys. There was some wasted potential, but I mean, for an overall remake, if I have to give it out of 5 stars, I'd probably say 3, maybe 3.5 because of the fact that they put a lot of effort into it, but they tried to make it twisted a little bit. And the way they ended it, I was thinking, okay, they're going to try and do like a Pet Semetary 2 kind of thing, like they did with the original, where it had nothing to do with the family, but it goes off the lore. I mean, what'd you guys get off of that vibe?
I mean, they could do that with like a sequel to this one, and where the whole family's undead, and then since Gage isn't dead yet, they all kill him and then go bury him. bring him back, and it's like a whole family on set. But I don't know exactly how that'd go over.
That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking. Well, if it's a whole undead family, what the fuck are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Like test coffins and shit? Like I don't.
Test
don't-
coffins.
It's creepy because it's like a Tales from the Crypt kind of.
Just killing everybody in the town or something. I don't know.
But like it does. It sets itself up for potentially, yeah, definitely have a sequel just off the ending alone. Um, in the beginning, they showed that was Judd's house, right? The very beginning, they show burning.
I
Or
think it
am I
was.
off? Like,
I think it was.
okay, I was just wondering because I was like, oh, it's foreshadowing.
Yeah, because I mean, it from seeing this film, it had a lot of cool little winks to it, but it's just the thing that I missed about this versus the original. The original just didn't give a shit. Like it was meant to make you squirm, make you feel like shit. Because, like you said, when the dad like saw his son get killed, you felt that. I didn't feel any of that with this. Um, I actually liked Church in this one because Church looked like a friendly cat, looked like exactly like my cat. Um, if they would have did another like Russian blue cat, like what they did in the original, those are mean ass cats. I think that would have been a little bit better, but I like the tone that they were trying to go because they had it more supernatural. This one, I guess you could say, they try to do the Hitchcock method where less is more, which is why they didn't show the girl splat. But at the same time, like the thing I didn't like about that scene, she had all this time to move, and she
Yeah.
didn't. You know, that's why I'm like, what? And the way it hit her, it didn't even look like it hit her. So that's, I mean, as
Yeah,
far
there's
as the act,
a bit of blood right there on the fucking thing. It would should have been a lot more blood.
yeah, or at least something. I was thinking she'd come back as Frankenstein, a limb missing or something. Victor Pascal, I like the idea they made it a little bit more gruesome. They changed the character up a little bit. I'm like, okay. It's just the only thing is though in the book they didn't talk about his injuries other than like you can see part of his brain or whatever. But in the original he was annoying as hell. This one he was just more of a ghost. Like, don't do that. Go home. You know.
The
Um,
original scares the shit out of you a bunch of times.
yeah. Don't do it, Lois. No. um, with this one though, I can't classify this one as a slasher or gore, whatever you want to call it, like in that kind of genre. This one reminds me more of a actual ghost movie, like in the title, supernatural, because it implies a lot of things, very mysterious, but it's nothing really that's gonna make you like jump or squirm. Like in the original, when they threw the dead rat on the dad when he was in the bathtub naked, like if they would have had something like that in there, oh hell no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But I mean, they had to include the ankles getting cut. That part I kind of I clinched at that one because he turns around and he's like, "Oh, this fucking cat, whatever." Then the girl just comes right through with both of them. Oh, that was more brutal than what they did in the original. I'll give them that. But it's just I don't know. They each have their own charm, but the original I like because they had the whole Zelda thing and everything with that. This one didn't kind of dive into the characters as it did to the lore. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, 3 out of 5 or 3.5 out of 5 stars. That's not bad for actual remake. I mean, you guys got to say this is better than probably Nightmare on Elm Street, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
definitely.
Really,
This one I give it like a 6 out of 10 if I had to give it like a rating.
Damn.
wow. All right. Wow. That's right. Out of 10. Huh?
Definitely watchable, but there are just so many different missed opportunities that kind of hurt it a little bit.
Whew.
There was a lot of visuals, man, that were fucking creepy as fuck in this movie. Because I like folk horror like a lot. I love folk horror movies. Kids with the Masks. I love that shit. Seeing that was pretty badass. But yeah, so out of what 10 dead cats, Give it a 7. Solid 7. No, you're right. It compared to a lot of the remakes that, yeah, boy, night and day. So, and again, every movie could always be better, but it's whatever, man. The thing about it is, I think the original Pet Sematary, not the gimmick, but like at the heart of the story, the main thing was, yeah, you bury something dead, and it comes back, but it's fucking twisted and bent. It's kind of like the Predator. Why none of the other movies after the first one kind of live up to the original in a way, because it's like, well, cat's out of the bag.
Yeah.
Alien hunting. You know what I mean? So it's like you already know about the Pet Sematary in the movie and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as remakes go, like you said, yeah, no, could be a lot worse, man. Could be a lot worse. So, but yeah. Plus, Church in this one looks like he woke up in a ditch behind Dunkin' Donuts and shit. Like,
Yeah, I like the way how Church looked. It looked really good. And I saw in the credits there's like 4 different cats all playing the same character.
Yeah.
And I do like how they changed up the cat. Yeah, gray cat. Yeah.
As your gray cat comes around.
Wait, sleepy farts. Anyway.
Oh shit. I mean, for this film, I really like it because it was hit and miss. A lot of people liked it. Some people were just but a lot of people thought it was one and done until recently. I don't know if you guys heard, but they're doing a sequel to this one, and it's actually a prequel where it tells about Judd's story in the 60s, how he discovered all this that leads up to this remake. I think it just released recently, if I'm not mistaken, like September 23rd. So if you're watching this right now, it's probably already out, but it's called Pet Sematary Bloodlines. And the premise is basically following Judd, but I think it's actually pretty cool because they got some good acting on there. They got freaking Pam Grier on this prequel for it. And I'm like, yeah, Pam Grier. Yeah. And then they got David Duchovny. So I don't know what they're gonna plan. Yeah, the X-File guy. So I don't know if he's gonna have a theory on some shit and how this all started, but I'm kind of anxious to see what this prequel comes into and how it build this up, because I mean, I love how the dark tone is on this, and they were very mysterious about the kids and how they built the tone and the supernatural and Wendigo. So maybe this will explain it. We never got a prequel with the original. We got a sequel that it had followed a different family and a different aspect. And I thought that was cool, but everybody hated that one.
I remember seeing that when I was younger. It's like, oh yeah, no brain, no pain. But
I saw it on TV a long time ago when I was like a kid. I think I got it out like the $5 bin or something at Walmart years ago. I still rewatched it. But
got the Terminator kid.
it was like a dirt bike or something, and he's like taking the wheel towards somebody's face.
Yeah.
It's like the only thing I remember.
He goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm just fucking with you." Woo! And he puts it too close, and the scarf gets on there.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
So, I mean, probably because of the pandemic or whatever, the COVID shit, say it took a while to get a sequel or a prequel for this one, just because the box office number alone is like, oh, I had no idea it made that much money.
Oh yeah.
It's like, wow. But that COVID stuff, it shut down a lot of stuff. So it's But yeah, no, I was surprised. It wasn't no slouch, man. So
No.
man,
Well, you know what's also crazy about it? It also, a lot of this started around like Halloween in the story. So that's where I'm like, oh, okay. I kind of like how, yeah.
He doesn't think. I think so.
Yeah, because it's so weird when they do like horror movies that take place in Halloween. I mean, yeah, it's so cliche and shit, but the fact that it takes place in that lore of like Halloween night, this is where all the crazy shit happens. I give her credit for that, because yeah, it's a cliche thing, but if you know what you're doing in the story and you know how to run with it, fuck it, run with it.
It can be like a creepy overtone or undertone or something like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, that happens on Halloween. That's weird fucking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I dig it. I dig it.
Don't go to Maine during Halloween, tell you that much.
Going up there, ain't you? No.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth checking out if you haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's another one. It's again, it's one of the rare flicks that I think translates from novel to screen very well for Stephen King. You know, like I've seen some of those made for TV ones, and oh boy, boy.
Rose Red.
Yeah,
And,
Storm of the Century, I think it was called.
and then Storm of this. It doesn't matter. We can sit here and list them off. Like,
The
I saw
Stand.
that where I'm like, oh, I want my money back, Steven.